Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for joining me this morning for Under the Spotlight and agreeing to jump on with me.
Thank you for inviting me, Mark. It's great.
You're welcome. How's your week? How's it been so far?
It's been good. It's been very productive. I think I'm very much sort of in the business rather than on the business at the moment, but sometimes that needs to happen, and I'm very much enjoying it. So it's been good. Yeah, been a good week, and got some results. It's great.
First of all, have you got a cup of tea?
I have, funny enough.
No, so first things first. So always make sure that we get things in the right order. Same here.
Great, well done.
Oh, this isn't it. Smile. Have a special day. Make people smile. There we go.
I've got the amazing Mum Mother's Day mug, which is very helpful.
First things first. What do I know about you? Your name's Vicky Chittock. I think you are named. Is it Chittock or Chittock? How do you pronounce?
It's pronounced Chittock. Yeah.
Chittock. Okay. You're married to Rob.
That's right. Yeah.
I think you've got 3 girls.
We have, yes, 3 daughters. Yeah.
Okay. And I think with Rob as well, you're director at LMA Property Solutions as well.
We are, yes. We're both joint directors on that business. Yeah.
You've worked for Allied Bakeries in HR. You've been a volunteer. Cherish for Girls. What's that? Cherish for Girls. What's that?
Yes, a very relevant organisation. Actually, it's a not-for-profit organisation based in Birmingham, where we supported girls aged up to the age of 18. So I worked there as a volunteer, and I also had a paid role there as a volunteer coordinator for a short while. But yeah, they're a very good organisation, delivering a lot of good in the world, which was great. And later inspired me on my property journey as well as we went along. So yeah, quite a broad career really, ranging from, as you quite rightly pointed out, HR, which is completely outside of I think you're familiar with the wealth dynamic. I'm a supporter star deal maker, and most HR people tend to be on the steel side. So I worked in HR for many years, and HP Foods as well. I worked there, and then went back to what I should be doing all along, with things that are in line with my profile, that are more like sales and marketing and networking as well, you know, all that sort of thing really. So yeah.
You've also worked at crowdfunding and also Goddess Living as well. We'll go into that in a minute. So this is the way that it goes. I'll ask you a series of questions all about you. It's a little bit about what makes you tick, but firstly, what I'll do is I'll warm you up with a few random quick fire questions, if that's all right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll do 5 more at the end. So if you've got to listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, one song. Gosh, that's a tricky one. The song that I like, music that uplifts me, and I like One Day Like This by Elbow. I find that if I'm feeling a bit low, if I put that on, that
I don't think I know that one. Can you sing it?
Oh, you'll know it. It was on the Olympics in 2008. It was the sort of background music on that, so you'll have to check it out later. Google it.
Will do. What's the best thing that's happened so far this week?
Oh, best thing that's happened so far this week. I've had some really good results in terms of outcomes for some of the people I'm supporting, and it's lovely to meet up with them, and the first thing they say is thank you before you've even started talking about anything. So I've received gratitude and thanks for people I support.
Ah, fabulous. If you could take 3 items to a desert island, what would you take?
Oh, 3 items. Okay. Because I'm one of these people, I don't like to have a lot of stuff. I could probably fit most of my things in 2 suitcases. I've got loads of clothes and shoes and things like that. 3 items. I think I'd take one of those, like, Swiss Army knife. I've got a pink Swiss Army knife. I'd take that with me because I'm quite practical, yeah. And probably something to cook off, or something that produces heat, and maybe a frying pan, and that's it.
Okay. You like your food, by the way.
Working on the assumption that I would be fully clothed as well.
Okay. What TV show or movie do you absolutely refuse to watch, and why?
Oh, you know what? That's probably like 99.9%, because I don't watch TV, and it would probably be controversial now, sorry, but BBC News. Probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm the same as you as well. I've got no idea what's going on with the world, honestly.
Same here, and that is a great place to be, isn't it? Because you can just focus on what's real and not, what gets put out on the.
I get it filtered. I rely on other people to filter the information to me.
Same here, yeah. And it's it's your network is your net worth, isn't it? That's what people teach you, yeah.
Okay, and who would you like to swap places with the most? for one day, if you could swap
For one day.
anybody at all, whether
Oh
it be a
gosh.
celebrity or...
You know what? I really am inspired by, and again, quite controversial characters. People like Grant Cardone and Robert Kiyosaki. I really, I'm fascinated by highly successful people, and I really do like. I really follow them and listen to their audio books, and I like successful people like that.
Fabulous. Okay, let's move on. First of your 5 questions all about you. Less than 5 minutes. 1 second. I do have a bell. I'm going to time you out on this one.
Oh.
Okay. Less than 5 minutes. Tell me all about yourself, your background, where you come from, and what you do now.
Great. Okay, then I live in North Birmingham. I'm 47 years old. I'm an identical twin. My twin sister's called Claire.
Yeah.
I'm married to Robert. We've got 3 daughters, and I'm pretty much all in property now. I've worked in HR, I've worked in sales and marketing. I was an accidental landlord from 2003. I then started getting into property with myself and Robert more seriously in sort of 2015. 2017 I left employed roles. 2018 I went on Simon Zucchi's mastermind program. I then worked in peer-to-peer lending, and then we've set up LMA Property Solutions, and then I've also got a supported living business, and I'm also a director on my husband's consultancy business. So we're very much all in property, living life on our own terms. I'm also on another property and wealth building mentoring program with Kevin Whelan, and
that's Wealth Builders, yeah?
It is Wealth Builders, yes. I'm a SAS trustee as well. Myself and Robert, we've got our own SAS pensions, which is excellent for property. And yeah, we sort of live life on my own terms, pretty much, to varying degrees.
You became an accidental landlord in 2003?
2003, yes, because myself and Robert had our own properties when we met, and then we rented out my property and moved into Rob's property, and then started to sort of get more serious into property a lot longer, a lot later on, and wished I'd been in property. Wish I got serious about it sooner, really, and really enjoy being in property. I think it suits me and Rob. And enjoying both being an active landlord, being very customer focused, as well as.
Is that what got you going? Is that what stirred you up in the first place? The fact that you rented out your house? To a degree,
because you think I've already done it. We were successful with it, and then but then carried on locking employed roles for many years, and then decided to get into it from a pension point of view to build the sort of retirement nest egg, and then realised we should get into it more serious, and we really threw ourselves into it, really, and went on Simon Zucchi mastermind program. And I know a lot of the training programs are quite controversial, but decided to get in, and it's worked for us. We really went all in with it, and we got some great results, and happy with our chosen path. Really, we're both out of our sort of employed roles now, and both working on our property businesses, and happy with the progress that we've made, and got out of the almost semi out of the rat race, so to speak. So happy with that.
So you're one of the success students that has been on training, because I know there's a lot nowadays of people that are good and there are bad, but I think you find that in all walks of life.
You do, yeah.
And you do, and you've done Simon Zucchi's. You've done the mastermind as well, yeah?
I did, yes, the 12-month mastermind program, and you've got to be able to really commit yourself to some of these programs. And again, you've got to be very careful, because some of the courses, you hear some terrible stories about people going on courses and not really getting anything out of them. But it really worked for me. And as well, like, my husband stayed in his day job while I did that. You've got to have the time and the commitment to devote to these sorts of things, and know that you're going to deliver on what's expected of you in these courses.
So you've done the training, and obviously you've done that particular training course. Are you pro or are you against training, or?
You know what, I am pro training, but you have got to be careful and really shop around and make sure it's a good fit for you, who you're working with. And Simon, it was great for us, and it worked really well, and I was really happy with the training that we got. And I can honestly say I wouldn't have got to where I am today without that training. There's no way I would have. And it was a combination of lots of things, like the knowledge of what you learn, and the personal development aspects, and just being held accountable by somebody, or you had it's almost like a diet of stuff to learn, and you had to meet the targets. You pay a lot of money for these courses, so you have to commit yourself to them. Otherwise, why would you do it, sort of thing?
So is this before or after crowdfunding? Because I think that's how we met.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I worked for one of Simon Zucchi's companies, Crowd Property, and that was whilst I was on the mastermind program, I needed to have some income while I was on there, and decided, because having a family as well, looked for part-time jobs within my networks. I thought I'd get more experience, and met Pam Tilt, Simon's head of HR, during that during the time I was on mastermind, and was lucky enough to get to work for them, and it was a fantastic experience and a fantastic company, and that really helped, learning about development finance and the more about property investing. So it was really helpful, and really enjoyed that experience as well. It's good.
Yeah. So you've been involved in property for a while. Give me some of your highs and some of your lows. What's been your greatest experience so far? And on the flip side of it, what would you have done differently if you could have changed them?
Oh, what would you have done differently? It's a real roller coaster, I think, and again, I think it's one of those where you just need to show up in the property industry. The things that I was glad I did was just threw myself into viewings and going and meeting different people, and learning how to stack the deals and learning what works in certain areas. I think knowing your territory and your area that you're working in is really important. So highs was just sort of like throwing myself into it and learning as much as I could from a network.
Anything specific that you could actually now say, something that's been, I mean, has been a specific deal that's just arrived, something that you're like, wow, I can't believe I've pulled that off?
Well, there are actually, without going into too much detail, and the big learning here is relationships. By taking your time out, I think that there was one deal I've been working on for just over 12 months, and now they're ready to sell to us. And again, people were, is it a good time to buy, and that type of thing. Yeah. And you've got to do your due diligence. But there was a deal that I've been working on, which has mostly been about relationships. And it's a portfolio we've been working on, and now we're ready to move forward on it. And I'm able to look at other things like joint ventures and stuff, whereas before I didn't have that knowledge. So now I'm happy that I've got to a point where I can move forward and progress the purchase of this portfolio, and that's a high for me. And it was all about relationships rather than knowing lots about.
That's current. That's happening right now.
It is, yeah. It's happening now. That is, yeah. So I'll be phoning a few people up for conveyancing and things like that. So one of my to-do lists today is conveyancing. So yeah, really happy about that and knowing the importance.
Any low points? Is there anything that you change?
Low points, yeah. I mean, again, because relationships are everything to me. I'm a very much relationship focused person, and there's been some things that we've done this year where we've sort of taken a view and run with things where we haven't known a lot about the people we've been working with, and it's made some things quite stressful to deal with in terms of like setting up businesses and that type of thing. So yeah, that's sort of that's been a low point for us, because it just caused a lot of unnecessary stress. Yeah. And too many unknowns that have cost us money. And again, on the plus side though, we've got involved in setting up businesses, and but we have made progress on them, so I can't complain too much. I've made some progress this year, but yeah, there's inevitably sometimes there are unknown unknowns that cause stress, and that's the way it is.
So imagine that I'm an aspiring apprentice, even in my tender years of 52, and I'm looking to maybe change my career. Yeah. Or maybe I'm a young kid and it's my son who's 18 years old and he's looking to get into it. First of all, would you advise getting into what you do, property, or anything at all within what you're doing at the moment? And if so, where would I start?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having this conversation with my teenage daughter at the moment, who's looking for apprenticeships at the moment. So I'd say shop around, take your time, be careful who you trust, meet different people. and gain experience through other people. And I'm reading a good book actually, which is recommended to me by Kevin Whelan, called Who Not How. So look towards building your network up, and you know, leverage your credibility, experience and knowledge through other people who have been there and done it and won the t-shirt and successful. So that would be
that's good advice. I'd reiterate as well, surround yourself in all the right people. I think is probably right. There are a lot of good people out there as well that will help you.
There absolutely are. There really are some great people who've been a great source of support for me over this year, who I've met at networking events. So it is great. No, it is.
Would you recommend getting into property?
Definitely.
When I got into it, I only got into it 5 years ago.
Oh, great.
When I got into it, I found it like I created myself sort of a job. But then afterwards, the longer, I'm not sure how you found it or not.
Yeah, I find that I'm a little bit in the job at the moment with because of the supported living business we set up. It is very hands-on, very labour intense to get these sorts of businesses off the ground. It's quite competitive, but yeah, I'm finding that it's that's what Simon Zucci teacher said. Work now, get paid forever. If you're, you know, depending on which aspect of property you undertake, and it's very important to put the effort in up front and get the business off the ground, and shape the service to what you want. And also, I think, and I'm sure you'll agree with this as well, Mark, with whichever property business you choose to go in or aspect of property, it's really important to focus on the customer and who you're providing a service or a business for, because I think there are too many people in it for the wrong reasons, and they don't look after their customers properly. You know, be it their residents or tenants who live in their properties, you know, or the landlords that they support maybe. So being customer focused and delivering what you promise is really important.
Totally agree. Relationships are everything in what we are doing.
Yeah.
And also, I'd probably say, as you probably agree, is try and stick to something as well. Try and stick to a strategy. I mean, I know that we all have to have a look to find out what suits us, maybe suits our personality and things. But because I know that I've been guilty of jumping around and chasing the shiny penny. But
absolutely, same here. Yeah, it's very easy to do, and you're right. It's best to stay focused and commit yourself to you know, your chosen strategy or area that you're working with, or particular client type. It is really important to focus on them. Yeah.
Cool. And move on to your home life. When you're not working, sounds like you're working all the time at the sound of it. Hobbies and holidays and family life.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm all about my kids. Stereotypical, you know, mum with 3 kids. So, you know, I'm swimming lessons and netball are back on this weekend. So that's what I'll be all about. I like going walking. I love going on holidays with my family to South Devon and Cornwall, and abroad when we're allowed to go abroad. But yeah, I like socializing with my friends and my families, and I like going on walks, and I like nutrition and diet. I'm into that type of thing. So yeah. I think that I'm pretty boring, really. I think at the moment I'm just so obsessed with setting the businesses up and that type of thing. But yeah, I think that's where my efforts are focused at the moment.
Say you'll never, if you find the right job, you'll never work a day in your life. I think
that's true. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Finally, I mean, I know we don't normally do this at Ming, but your chance to sell yourself. Why should customers choose to contact you, and what makes you stand out? And how do they get in touch?
Great. Yeah, I suppose it's mostly to do with my experience and my network. I'm very much all in and committed to the businesses that I'm working on at the moment. A committed investor, committed to my properties, delivering high quality property, and also committed to, you know, my clients and the things that they that they you know, that they want and they need. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Cool. I'll put all the details in here at the end anyway. I'll just drop on the end of the slide.
Great. Thank you.
That's Rob in the background. I'm glad
it is, yes.
I'm glad to see that one of you is working. Someone's got to keep the ship floating.
I've got to go meet a plumber and hit some keys.
Okay, the random question time, because that's all about you. The random question time. You mentioned one book. So, what is your favourite book to read?
Favourite book of all time is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen
I
Covey.
ordered that yesterday. Is it good?
It is brilliant. It's my Bible. My daughter's reading it at the moment, but yeah, I've had that book for many years, and I read a lot of personal development books, but that is my all-time favourite. It is a fantastic book.
Okay. Here's one while we've got Rob in the background. Would you rather win the lottery or have the perfect job?
Oh, that's an interesting one, because I think there are pros and cons to both, of course. I think if I won the lottery, I could probably apply and invest that money and employ lots of who's and not hows. So I think I'd go for the lottery one for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, what motivates you to work hard?
Yeah, my reason why, it's to have a better life for my family and live life on my terms.
Good answer. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years' time. I suppose, again, living life on my own terms, being a smart investor, and, you know, having multiple income streams that will allow me to have more flexibility in my life.
And last but not least, how would your friends, you can actually include your husband if you want, how would your friends describe you?
I suppose that how might they describe me as caring and an energetic person, I think, and somebody who values my network and my friends.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Fabulous. We're done. I think we're 25 minutes in or something like that.
Brilliant. That's good.
So, thank you ever so much for
no, thank you very much for inviting me, Mark. No, it's great to have a catch up with you. Look forward to seeing more of Ming in the future.
Excellent. And I'll put all your details at the end as well, so how people can catch up. So thank you ever so much, then, Vic.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, Mark. All the best. See you soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Well, many thanks to Vicky for going under the spotlight. If you'd like to get involved, all the usual things are at the end of here. Email addresses and QR codes. So until the next time, stay safe. See ya.